Our top story, and Pope Francis has arrived in Jakarta in Indonesia. The visit to the world's most populous Muslim-majority country is expected to be dominated by interfaith ties. This is part of an ambitious 12-day tour to 4 countries in Southeast Asia. It's the longest trip yet by the leader of the global Catholic Church. At 87 years old, he will then be travelling to Papua New Guinea, East Timor and Singapore. Well, we're now joined by Matthias Ho in Jakarta. He's Executive Director of Leimena Institute, an NGO focused on helping Christians to engage in social, political and economic issues in Indonesia. Thank you for joining us on the programme, Matthias.
Thank you for having me, Catherine.
And I understand this is a special day for you as a Catholic. Just talk us through how you're feeling today.
Yeah, I think the visit of Pope has been anticipated very enthusiastically, not just by the Catholics in Indonesia, but from people of across different faiths since we first received the confirmation of the Pope's visit to Indonesia. So I think that people have been looking forward to it, to welcome the Pope to Indonesia.
And what do you think people are expecting him to achieve on this visit? It's quite a significant one. He'll be in the region anyway for 12 days. What are people hoping from him?
Well, I think, first of all, of course, the visit of Pope and the choice of Indonesia, the world's largest Muslim majority country, as the first country to visit, I think it really shows a gesture of trying to reach out to people of different faith, trying to bring a message of peace, and of course the emphasis of the message from the document of human fraternity that the Pope signed with the Grand Sheikh of Al-Azhar in 2019.
And we've been hearing in the programme so far about the need to promote religious dialogue in the country. In terms of what's happening there in Indonesia at the moment, how much of a big issue is that for Christians and different religions in Indonesia?
Well, I think the dialogue, especially interfaith dialogue, has been going on in Indonesia for many, many years. I think many people have been actively involved in that. So, of course, I mean, for a country with this size, of course, there are challenges in terms of how we interact with each other. I mean, we have almost 300 million people, but that's why I think the visit from the Pope has a very significant meaning. It shows that there is a great attention from the world leader, especially from the Catholic Church, from the Pope, to show the support for the dialogue and the ongoing dialogue in Indonesia. But not only that, to also actually bring up the highlight of the dialogue in Indonesia to the world, to show as an example of a country that's very diverse, but we live by our national motto of unity and diversity. So I think it's very significant for his visit.
And just talk us through some of the highlights of the visit that you expect. He's expected to hold a huge mass service, but then also visiting the largest mosque in the region.
Yeah, I think the mass, I think, will be expected to have like 80,000 people to attend. And of course, the Pope will also visit and meet with the president. But you're right. I think the visit to the largest mosque in Southeast Asia, the Istiqlal Mosque, is very significant. It's in his agenda, not only because of the visit to the Istiqlal, but because in that moment, he will also meet with people of the interfaith leaders, people from different faith and religions to come. So the choice of the place of Istiqlal, and I mean, Leimena Institute, we ourselves have been working very closely actually with the Istiqlal Mosque, with the Grand Imam of the mosque, to train teachers on religious literacy and interfaith. So we know their commitment on interfaith. So I think the choice is very significant. It gives a message of respect, of tolerance from the Pope to the Muslim in Indonesia, but not only that, for the citizens of Indonesia, because it gives really a great respect by visiting the mosque.
Matthias, thank you for joining us on the programme. That's Matthias Ho from the Leimena Institute in Jakarta.